An open form composition is one wherein the imagery extends beyond the boundaries of the picture plane. So in other words, it's cropped. We have an example here on the screen where you can definitely tell that there is something in the world of the painting that extends beyond the boundaries of the picture plane that we can see. What does that mean in English? That means that the lamp is cropped and the couch is cropped and the whatever that is off to the left-hand side is cropped. Everything gets cut, and so we see that we don't see. In other words, we're seeing that things extend beyond the edges of the painting itself, and therefore we have hints of what's going on in this world, but some things are left out. The corollary to that is a closed form composition where everything is contained within the boundaries of the picture plane. We have to be careful with that particular definition, though, because one thing that we can realize is that at some point you have to leave something out of the boundaries of the picture plane. Otherwise, you're going to be making an image of the entire world the size of the entire world. So this example here, we're going to say that it's a closed form composition because all of the subject matter, the flowers, the plants, the insects, are contained within the boundaries of the picture plane. In some cases, barely. We get pretty close to the edge, but it stays within the boundaries of the picture plane. The shelf that the flowers are resting on, however, does extend beyond the boundaries of the picture plane. We can see that it exceeds that. And so really probably a better definition for a closed form composition is one where the imagery or the subject matter doesn't extend beyond the boundaries of the picture plane. So open, things are cropped; closed, things are contained within the boundaries of the picture plane. We can see that there is a certain remove where the viewer is distanced when we're looking at a closed form composition. Things are more isolated, and we as a viewer are separated from them. In the case of this painting by Barclay Hendricks, what we're seeing then is an almost anthropological study of this guy, Sir Charles, and his amazing outfit, including the coat, but also all the way down to the two-tone wingtip shoes. What we get is a sense of our separateness from him. There's an almost scientific quality to a closed form composition, as if we're documenting something to be analyzed. Whereas an open form composition frequently is going to place the viewer. We're much more aware of where we are in relationship to the imagery. Now, this, I'm kind of cheating because we actually have an open form composition inside the brooch. We're looking at a piece of jewelry here, but it is a photograph of the whole entire piece of jewelry. So the photograph of this piece is closed form because we're seeing the entirety of the piece of jewelry. But we're going to ignore that part, and we're going to talk about what she's doing with the imagery. And in this case, we have an open form composition because the boundaries of the brooch itself only give us a slice of the kind of overall scene that we would have. And the real question I think that open form raises is where are we relative to that subject? So in this case, I'm in the bathroom. I'm in the bathroom. I am standing so close to the figure who's getting ready to brush her teeth that in fact the back half of her is outside of the little slice of my vision that is contained within the brooch. There is therefore an implied sense of intimacy. I must be someone that she is allowing into her bathroom, a pretty private space, I think we would all agree. And yet she doesn't seem alarmed. I don't feel like I'm a creeper who's like spying on her so much as I'm a family member. I could be a child, but since I'm slightly taller than her shoulder, it seems like maybe I am a partner. And so we have this kind of implied intimacy, this relationship. This is also clearly a domestic bathroom because we would never find wallpaper that let's just say outlandish, in a hotel or something. So we are probably living our daily lives and we get a sense of that emotion and that connection. So one of the things that we're going to do when we're thinking about open versus closed form is not so much worrying about the definition, it's relatively straightforward, but thinking about the implications of where we're placing the viewer and therefore what relationship the viewer, I as the person who is looking, will have to the subject. And that has a big impact on the content. Here, I assume I know the figure. Here, I assume I don't. And there's this kind of interesting tension. And really, the biggest change is simply where I have been placed relative to that subject.